Hi and welcome to the watch settings tutorial on the Casio Protrek PRX-8000. So this is some sort of limited edition Mount Manaslu watch from Casio Protrek series. So let's get started. Um, there's too much settings for this watch, so I'm gonna run step by step through all of them. But before that, I'm gonna show you a cool feature, and that is hands out of the way function. So to move the hands out of the way so you have better access to the digital and the analog subdial, you press the illumination button and afterwards press the mode button once. So press the illumination button and this button over here. Once you want to get hands back to their standard timekeeping mode, simply press the mode button once. Let's get started with the watch settings. First in a row of settings is the basic watch settings. So to do that, you have to first unscrew this crown, since this is a screw-in crown. So unscrew it, and you have to wait for a slight pop, and that pop will not be heard, but you will feel it in your fingers. So that means the crown is unscrewed, and afterwards simply pull the crown out to the first click, but be gentle. So first in a row of settings is setting your home city, and the city is flashing over here. Now to shuffle between the cities, you have your second hand over here, and that currently indicates to Athens. All the cities are inscribed on the outer watch bezel. So rotating the crown rotates the second hand to the city that you want your time zone to be displayed on your watch. So I'm gonna leave it back to the Athens since it's showing the correct time and date. Once you have set your home city, simply press the lower left button, that's the mode button over here, and it will automatically shuffle to daylight saving time mode settings. So rotating the crown, I'm gonna shuffle between auto, off, or on. So I'm gonna leave it at auto. So rotating the crown, shuffle the values on the digital subdial. Pressing the mode button once again, we enter the button operation tone, and rotating the crown shuffles between the whether the button operation tone is on or muted. When it's muted, it says it's muted, but when it's on, it says key. Pressing the mode button once enters the auto light settings. So basically it is an option of this watch. When you flick your wrist to see what's the time, it will automatically turn on the illumination. Currently it's set off to off, but you can shuffle it between on or off by rotating this crown over here. So I'm gonna leave it at off. Pressing the mode button once again enters the illumination duration. So currently it's set to 1, which indicates that the light will stay on when you press the illumination button for 1.5 seconds. But when I rotate the crown and set it to 3, it means that the light will stay on for 3 seconds. So I'm gonna leave it at on by rotating the crown. Or I'm gonna leave it at 1, sorry, by rotating the crown. Pressing the mode button once again enters the 12 or 24-hour time format. I'm gonna rotate the crown and set it to 24-hour time format. But you get the principle, so rotating the crown shuffles between 12 or 24-hour time format. Pressing the mode button once again enters the option to turn on or off the power saving mode. Since this is a solar powered watch, it can save energy. So rotating the crown shuffles between on or off. I'm gonna leave it at on. Pressing the mode button once again gets us back to the beginning of the settings and setting our home city. Once you're done with those settings, simply push the crown back in until you heard it click or feel the click on your hands, but slightly, don't push it too much. So push it once, heard the beep. It indicates the digital and analog on the digital subdial, and the analog time shows the time correctly. So to screw the crown back in, just gently put pressure on and start rotating until the grooves catch in, and it will be much easier to screw the crown back in to ensure the water resistance of this watch. How to manually set the time and date on this watch? That can happen for a couple of reasons, and most obvious one is the first time setting the watch and your watch being unable to receive the radio signal from one of those towers that emit these signals. So this watch is a multi-band 6 radio controlled watch, which means that it gets its time from the radio towers and it will correct itself. But when you want to set your time manually, this is the procedure. So first step would be to unscrew the crown. Remember that the watch is in the standard timekeeping mode. So unscrew the crown until you feel it pop, and there it is. You will feel it in your hands. Pull the crown out to the first click, but be gentle. There it is. The city is flashing currently, and the watch will indicate whether it's what time zone it's currently in. So it's currently showing the Athens, and that's the time zone we want to go with. So next step would be press the upper left button, and basically we enter the setting the hour and minutes value. The second hand rotated the full circle and it stopped at the P indicated over here. Let me see if I can zoom in that for you. There it is. It says it's set to P, which means that it's currently in the PM time region. So if it would rotate to A over here, which you can see beneath the number 9, it would mean that the time is in the AM region. So currently we are setting the changing the minute setting. So the hour hand will move in accordance with minute hand movement. To do that, just rotate the crown, and you can see that it will move the minute hand. To activate fast rotation of the minute hand, simply rotate the crown faster, and the watch should engage the, I don't know why it doesn't, but there it is. It will engage the fast rotation. To stop it, simply start rotating the crown in the counterclockwise. So let me see what's the time. It's 05. I'm gonna leave it at 0:05. So there it is. It's 14 o'clock and 5 minutes. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Sorry, it should be well, that's the cool thing over here. We are setting the this watch, so the hour hand is not corresponded. Once we have done with setting our minutes value, simply press the upper left button again, and we indicate the, oh, sorry, I didn't press it, so there it is. Why it's not flashing? Oh, sorry, the lower left button, the lower left one. So lower left button, the hour indicates over here, and I'm gonna rotate the crown to set the hour value. Simply I just rotated the crown once, and the hour is now to the time I want. So rotating the crown activates the hour hand and moves it in accordance with the rotation of the crown. Once you have set your hour setting, simply press the lower left button, lower left again, and this activates the year setting. So currently it's set to 2020, as you can see it's blinking over here, but with rotation of the crown I can set the year value. Again, pressing the lower left button activates the date setting, and I can set the year over here by pressing the button by rotating the crown over here. If you want to change the time settings and settings at this point, press the button B. So that's the button over here, the lower left one. So let's get it, and we are back to the beginning of the procedure. Once you have done, when you have manually set your the time you want, simply push the crown back in, and the watch will implement all of those settings. So currently my time is correct, and once I've done, simply rotate the crown back in and screw it to ensure water tightness. How to enable or disable auto receive. The auto receive stands for the watch being able to receive the time calibration or time signal, which means that it will correct itself using the radio time signal. So how to enable it or disable it? Rotate the modes of the watch by pressing the mode button and enter the receive mode. So pressing the mode button over here until I get to the RC, and there it is, it's the receive. And next procedure would be to rotate the crown, or sorry, unscrew the crown, and there it is. Pull out the crown and rotate it between on or off. So rotation of the crown shuffles between auto receive on or off. I'm gonna leave it at on, and push the crown back in to complete the settings operation, and press the lower left button to enter the standard timekeeping mode. Afterwards, simply screw the crown back in to ensure the water tightness. Specifying the altitude measurement unit, you can select either meters or feet, as is the altimeter mode display unit. So from the standard timekeeping mode, press the lower right button to enter the altimeter mode. So currently it's measuring the altitude. Unscrew the crown, which I previously did, and pull the crown out, the first click, and you will have the watch will start flashing. So this is the manual set of the altitude. Next press of the lower left button gets the measurement interval, and you can rotate between those increments of measurement. Next press of the mode button gets us to the differentiation level, and you can rotate it between 100 meters and 1000 meters. Next press of the lower left button gets us to the units, and rotating the crown shuffles between the units measurement, that is the feet and meters. So I'm gonna leave it at meters. And with that, once you have set your altitude measurement units, simply push the crown back in, and we are back in the altimeter mode, and pressing the lower left button gets us back to the standard timekeeping mode. Once you're done with settings, simply rotate the crowns to ensure the water tightness. Specifying the barometric pressure unit, you can specify either hectopascals, HPA, or inches per mercury, A and AG, as the display unit for the barometric values. So first let's enter the barometric mode by pressing the lower left button, and we enter the barometric pressure mode. So you have your barometric graph and your pressure in the hectopascals. To enter the settings operation, unscrew the crown, which I previously did, and afterwards simply pull the crown out to the first click, and you will have the flashing activated on this screen. So this is the manual setting of your pressure. If you have a reference device which is correct, you can set it correct on this watch. Next press of the lower left button shuffles us to the setting of the units, and I believe you can see the hectopascals are flashing in the upper part of the digital screen. So rotating the crown over here moves us to the inches per mercury, and again rotating it gets us back to the hectopascals. So that would be the procedure of specifying the barometric pressure unit. Once you're done, simply push the crown back in, and we are back in the barometric pressure mode. Press the mode button as many times as it needs to enter the standard timekeeping mode, and you have done with your settings. Afterwards, it's only thing that's remaining is to screw the crown back in to ensure the water tightness. Specifying the temperature measurement unit, you can select either Celsius or Fahrenheit as the temperature display. So let's get to the temperature mode by pressing the lower left button, the mode button. There it is. So pressing it twice gets us to the temperature mode. Then the next procedure would be to unscrew the crown, which I previously did, and afterwards simply pull the crown out to the first click. So the rotation the pulling out the crown indicates starts the flashing of this subdial over here, or the value of Celsius in this case. Now you can set the exact value of Celsius if you have a reference device that measures the temperature correctly, so you can use it to calibrate your watch sensors. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna press the lower left button and I'm gonna get to the setting of the units. So currently the Celsius is flashing. By rotating the crown gets us to the Fahrenheit mode, and again rotating it gets us to the Fahrenheit measurement unit. So basically rotation between Celsius and Fahrenheit by rotating the crown. I'm gonna leave it at Celsius, and once I'm done with settings, simply push the crown back in, and we are back to the temperature readout mode. Pressing the mode button until I get to the standard timekeeping mode, and there it is. Higher pitch of the sound gets us to the standard timekeeping mode. All there is to do is screw the crown back in to ensure the water tightness of this watch. And basically with that, I'm gonna end this watch settings tutorial video on the Casio Protrek PRX-8000. Thank you very much for watching, and if you are into watch related content, please subscribe to my channel. So thank you.